Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Alberta News and Views. Did you know that another church has burned down in Canada? The Anglican St. George's Church in Loon Lake, Saskatchewan, built in 1938. We're at 112 churches now burned down or vandalized in the past couple of years to absolute silence from Justin Trudeau and most of our politicians. With all of this hate speech talk going on right now in Canada, you never hear anything about these churches being burnt down or vandalized, and they are not modern. They are all old, and they are targeted. I'm showing you this because Justin Trudeau was asked about the NDP bill that is being tabled, about residential schools denialism becoming illegal. Listen to what he says after. Listen to what he has to say about that. But first, I want to show you this post. This is John Barlow. For those of you that don't know who John Barlow is, he's a pretty good politician. He's an MP for Foothills, Shadow Minister for Agriculture, Agri-Food, and Food Security. Conservative all the way. He says, a new report reveals that the Liberals' capital gains tax hike will cripple Canada's economy. Canada's stock will fall by $127 billion. Employment would decline by 414,000. GDP will fall by almost $90 billion. Canadians cannot afford another job-killing tax hike. Now, our quality of life in Canada right now is declining year after year after year. We are in a state of stagflation right now. There are way too many people pulling from the system. Productivity is down, so nobody can pay for it. So they have to raise taxes. This is the real reason for the carbon tax hike. It's nothing to do with climate. They need to raise taxes to sustain the disaster that is the Trudeau government, which is Canada. It's really struggling. It's absolutely chaotic. And a lot of people don't even really know what is actually going on. They just know that their life is expensive. It is much worse than just expensive groceries. This capital gains is just another example. They need taxes. They need money coming in to this disaster system that they have created. Listen to this.
Last spring, when the Liberals announced they were going to make a massive change to the capital gains inclusion rate, increasing it from 50 to 67%, we knew this was going to have an incredible, devastating impact on Canadian farmers, ranchers, small business owners, and Canadians right across this country. In fact, now we know it is worse. An in-depth report by economist Jack Mintz at the University of Calgary has shown that the capital gains inclusion rate change will cost our economy $90 billion. And over and above that, it will cost the Canadian economy more than 400,000 lost jobs. This is a devastating tax increase, and the impact on Canadians right across this country will be substantial. When we asked the Minister of Agriculture about the impact this is going to have on farmers, when we had him in front of committee last spring, his answer was dumbfounding. He had no idea this massive tax change was even going to be in the budget.
Department have any consultations with agriculture sector stakeholders before this is put into budget 2024? Is it a yes or a no?
I'm not very keen on this yes or no stuff, but the thing is, did I know what was going in the budget before it went in the budget? No.
A major plank of the Liberal NDP government's new budget that would impact farmers and ranchers right across Canada, and the minister had no idea it was in the budget. And now we have this report showing just how devastating this new tax is going to be on Canadians. Imagine the impact, $90 billion in lost GDP and the loss of 400,000 jobs is going to have on Canada's economy.
So Donald Trump right now is talking about tax-free overtime. We are already seeing private investment and skilled tradespeople, entrepreneurs leaving Canada for the United States. Imagine what's going to happen with all of our skilled labor if Donald Trump gets elected and they actually have tax-free overtime, you are going to see a wave of employment and skilled people ditching this country and fleeing for greener pastures. Instantly, a 30% increase in wage and quality of life is better. Here is Justin Trudeau. Listen to what he has to say about criminalizing residential school denialism. Is unreal.
Johnson from the Canadian Press. The NDP put forward a private member's bill last week aiming to criminalize residential school denialism. This likely won't go anywhere unless the government takes it on. Will your Liberal government support this bill?
We will look very carefully at this bill. Obviously, anytime people are putting limits on free speech, a free and democratic society needs to take careful steps. We were the government that criminalized Holocaust denial over the past number of years, so we're certainly going to make sure that Canada continues to move forward on reconciliation. Part of that is recognizing what happened with residential schools. Quite frankly, what we're seeing over the past years is more and more Canadians becoming aware of Canada's history of understanding the work that we all have to do around reconciliation. We see school kids wearing orange. We see media outlets devoting this entire day to celebrating Indigenous cultures and celebrating Indigenous traditions. Canadians are understanding that recognizing truth and reconciliation isn't about feeling guilty or bad about Canada. It's about committing every day to a better Canada and understanding that for us to be the country we all want to be, we need to work hard at reconciliation. So we're going to take any proposals by any political party seriously when it comes to advancing reconciliation and making sure that Canadians understand how important it is.
It's typical of this government. You know what I mean? He talks about democracy and he talks about free speech, and he's all, we have free speech, but only the free speech that we agree with. That's exactly how the socialists think. This liberal NDP government thinks. We're all for free speech as long as it's our approved free speech. Hence all of the online censorship laws that he is ramming through as we speak. I will keep you updated with as much as I can when I can. All of you out there, like, share, and take care.